Round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League. A beautiful afternoon for rugby league as we say good afternoon and welcome along to Lyle Peacock Field here in Toronto for the Business Plaza Cup of 2017 featuring the Macquarie Scorpions, who are in second place on the ladder, taking on the fourth spot Lakes United Seagulls. We'll be joined by Dave Dryden very shortly, but let's go through the Macquarie Scorpions as they'll take to the field today in the Business Plaza Cup. At fullback is Mitch Manson. Matt Hay is out. In to replace him is Ryan Pywell. In 3 is Nathan Cantor. Royce Jeffrey will go to 4, while David Wood will be in jersey number 5 out on the wing. Nathan Hinton will join Andrew Subner in 6 and 7. Brendan Worth, he'll go to 8. Hyde in 9, along with Swaddling, Briggs, Allen and Isaac Briggs locking the scrum in jersey number 13. The interchange for the Scorps this afternoon is Noble, Russell, Alchin and Daniel Abraham. He's back in the Newcastle Rugby League. The Seagulls, they look this way. Gilmire at the back along with Craig and McClintock, Gagai and Kennedy. Jay Sullivan is in along with Jake Kelly, Boss, Hoof, Glowhey, Randall, Harton and Hayes, and the interchange of Casey Burgess, Chance Burgess, Ben Tupou and Blake Smith. And of course the coach is Dean Noonan. As I mentioned, they've played 8, they've won 4, they've lost 4, they're on 8 competition points and they are on 4th spot on the Business Plaza Cup ladder. We're expecting a very hard-fought encounter. As I say, good afternoon to David Dryden.
Hey Pete, how are you?
Good, mate. What are you expecting? I just mentioned there, I expect a hard-fought match, but I think the Seagulls today, they're very youthful. The Scorpions, they're without, obviously, Teeson Favali Eli. There's no Blake Gallen. He's the captain and the leader. He's out for the whole season now with a broken leg. So I think if the Seagulls can go 70 minutes, a little bit of enthusiasm might come back and bite the Scorps today. Which way are you leaning?
Oh, mate, I'll go with the Scorps. I think they might be a bit too strong, but like what you said, with Lakes and their enthusiasm and youth, I think that'll take them a long way. And the last time we watched them play Curry, they come firing in the last 10 minutes and got over the top of them. So, yeah, mate, pretty close game, I'm thinking. Unfortunately for Macquarie and them losing Blake, but there's a pretty handy replacement in Isaac Briggs at 13 and then Daniel Abraham off the bench, so that's pretty good as well.
In yesterday's results in the Newcastle Rugby League ladders, Western Suburbs were given a fright before recovering to beat Cessnock by 26 points to 12. I understand, Dave, the Rosellas trailed 10-4 at half-time.
Yeah, they were, mate. It was a pretty hard-fought game, and Old Poppy, Mark Tafua, come back in the end and showed a bit of class to get the boys off the got the boys off to the win, which sent them back down the freeway with 2 points in the bag.
While South Newcastle, they hung on to down the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers by 36 points to 30 after leading 28-6 at the break in their game. And in the National Rugby League, it's half-time at Kogarah Oval. It is the St George Illawarra Dragons trailing the Newcastle Knights by 28 points to 10. And it's good to see Nathan Ross bagging a hat-trick along with Fitzgibbon, Elliott and Lamb booting home 3 out of 5 goals. They were down early in that match, but looks like the Knights have really responded in the last 20 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Rostock bagging a hat-trick before half-time.
He'd be loving that.
Yeah, a lot of exposure for his little fella. That's a lot of Z's up to the camera, so it's pretty good.
In today's earlier games here at Lyle Peacock Field in the Ladies League Tag, Lakes United absolutely put the sword through the home side, 72 points to 0. And in the under-19s, Lakes were too good by 34 points to 6 over the Scorps. And we'll get an update from the reserve grade score in a moment as well. So what are you expecting in this clash today, Dave?
Mate, I think Macquarie will come out with a lot of intensity. They've, like we said earlier, they lost their leader, so Noah Adam, he would have gathered his troops in, got them nice and tight through the week, and I was talking to young Randall at our little fellas sports carnival through the week, and yeah, so they'll all together. Apparently, a lot of them are up through the week and checking up on gals. So, mate, I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty physical, fast-paced game. Nice weather for it too.
It's a beautiful afternoon for Sunday afternoon rugby league, and in reserve grade, Lakes United 34 defeated the Macquarie Scorpions 16. So it's been a fantastic day for Lakes United thus far.
That's a big win there, Pete.
Massive
reserve
win.
grade.
And Scotty Briggs, of course, going around.
1 versus 2 as well.
Yeah, it was. So first touch of the football coming up for David Wood here on Bar TV Sports. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Rugby League in 2017 in our 4th year. Streaming the Newcastle Rugby League. Look out for Chris Hyde again today. Picked up 2 Player Points Awards last week for Central, and he's equal first too, Dave, on the Player of the Year Points Award too, along with Ryan Walker.
Yeah, they're both pretty handy players, aren't they? I wouldn't mind having both of them in the same team. Just having a look out on the field there, Pete. Abe's is starting, Daniel Abraham's starting, so there's a sneaky little change with Macquarie. He never puts in the proper team, Adam Bettridge. He's the Brian Smith of local league. You just never know what's happening with him.
Yeah, he loves to keep them guessing, that is for sure. Great to see Daniel Abraham back playing rugby league. Of course, came across here from the Curry Bulldogs a few seasons ago. Absolutely torn apart with injury last year. And he's back after round 9 of our Business Plaza Cup here in the Tooheys Newcastle Rugby League. So they work it forward now. This is Glowhey taken down there from Brendan Worth. Big crowd in as Hoff goes for a charge. Worth is in there to bring him into the ground. So the first penalty of the afternoon goes to the Seagulls, Dave. 10 out from the Scorpions goal line.
Yeah, it was pretty standard set for the boys there with the Lakes boys. They're just trying to find some good field position. They got away with a nice early penalty and put some pressure on the Scorp, see how they handle it.
The Seagulls booming with youthfulness as Kelly goes away to Sullivan, and Jay's only a couple of metres out. Put away there by Hyde.
Be good to see Jimmy and Jacob have another game, Pete, after their last week's efforts. They were pretty red hot, weren't they?
They're in blistering form. This is Kelly. Just loses it right on his own opposition's 10.
Yeah, he threw a dummy to himself and lost the ball. I think that's unfortunate. I think he was trying to set up a nice little play there and unfortunately lost the ball.
So we mentioned at the top, no Teeson Vivali Eli is out for the season. Had an operation in the last couple of weeks. Blake Gallen, well, he's out for the entire year. Broken leg. That'll be a huge loss, an enormous blow for Macquarie. Gallen, I mean, every time we broadcast Macquarie, it's Gallen this, it's Gallen this.
Yeah, mate, he just offers so many options. Like, he's got a really tough carry and he can draw a lot of defenders in with that, and he's got a nice little passing game, and then he's got out the back option as well. So, mate, you just really need to be on your game with Gallen. It's a massive loss for the Scorp. So, see how, like I said earlier, you're losing Blake Gallen, but you're putting Daniel Abraham in with, 100 first grade NRL games.
There goes the kick off the side of the boot, and it's gone out on the full. So not the perfect start that Adam Bettridge would have been expecting from his home side after the first 4 minutes of this match. The Seagulls certainly have had the swing of possession inside the Scorp's half, and that's only going to multiply right now as they charge onto the ball through Nick Glowhey, and he runs straight into Chris Hyde along with Brendan Worth. They're 30 metres out, centre of the field. Hoof now works it to the right, finds Sean Boss. And he goes another 10 metres before he's slammed into the tackle there again from Brendan Worth along with Chris Hyde. So they work the left-hand side again. They come back on the inside. They were looking to find Gilmire, but Gilmire, the fullback, elected not to get to the football. There they go again from dummy half. This is where they're causing a lot of problems for the Scorpions. It's on the ground. And now, as the Scorpions there, Dave, were about to pick it up through Royce Jeffrey, they've put the hand of the ball and they've lost it. Scrum back to the Seagulls, 20 metres out.
Yeah, it was a pretty scrappy little passage of play there from both teams, and Lakes were sort of looking a little bit rough, but yeah, the ball went to ground, and fortunately for them, Royce Jeffries has knocked it on. So they get another crack here and see if they can improve.
So 15 metres out, Kelly, Gilmire, what a tackle there from Cantor. So Kelly waiting patiently in a dummy half before he sets up Glowhey. Taken down there from the veteran in Daniel Abraham. First game back, as we mentioned, in the Newcastle Rugby League. Comes back away now to Hayes. Deep back line to the right edge. The Seagulls, they elect to go the other way. Back to Glowey. He'll be hard to stop. Put away by Hyde. They go short. Hayes, he's on the line. Last tackle now for the away side.
They've got to come right, don't they, Pete?
They again elect to go to the left. They put the kick into the in-goal area, and they've bombed it. They had a chance, but they just couldn't get it in their possession to put it down. David Dryden.
Yeah, but it was a nice little play. I thought that they had numbers on the right, but it was a good little kick there. And you know, if the centre gets it down, you know, it's a really nice try, and they move ahead. But yeah, Curry, Scorps on the front end now.
Well, Gagai, an absolute blinder last week up at the graveyard against Curry, but another unforced error from the Scorpions. More pressure inside their own half. Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, it is from Randall. He's see him on his screens. He's shaking his head. He knows himself that he's unhappy with that. But, mate, like you always see with Randall, watch out for he'll definitely try to make up for that. And nice little outside C defender sprinting in for that nice shot to improve and make up for his mistake, I think.
So Western Suburbs Rosellas leading the way on top of our competition ladder as we are midway through season 2017 here on Bar TV Sports. This is Gilmire. 30 metres out. Back to Boss. Straight into Worth. So Sunday afternoon football. 0-0 on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard as Sullivan goes short there to Harton. Now Sullivan's on the right. They go away from Sullivan to find Hayes, who offloads it to Boss. Are they working towards points here? Kelly comes back through the middle of the field, and Abraham stops him from going any further. So Sullivan's with the ball. He's going to put it onto the toe. Woods has dropped the football. Nobody is safe a day for Macquarie. And that's going to be a try to the Seagulls. After 6 minutes, they lead 4-0. Well, too much pressure in the end.
Yeah, that was all off both sides. It was a bit scrappy, you know. They both look a little bit flustered, and yeah, I guess it was just a bit off the cuff footy, and they just put a nice little kick in and put some pressure on Dave Woods, I think it is, and unfortunately he didn't get to scoop it up. But yeah, first points to Lake, so that's probably indication of who's playing a better footy at the moment. It's Lake's boys.
Well, Mitch Manson tried desperately to ground the ball in goal after the Woods mistake. But the Seagulls swooped and pounced and picked up the first 4 points on the back of 95% of possession inside the Scorpions' half. So the kicking duties will fall, as they always do, with Kyle Kennedy. There he is there in jersey number 5, looking to make this his 10th goal in 2017. Hits it nicely. Flags go up. So the Seagulls, after 7 minutes on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard, after all that possession and off the back of that momentum, are out to a 6-0 lead over the Macquarie Scorpions. And in the National Rugby League, Dragons get first points of the second half via Joel Thompson on the left edge. Newcastle still leading St George by 28 points to 14.
There go the Knights. Got him. I've got him for an upset today.
How's your week been, Dave?
Mate, it's been good. It's been good. Nothing too flash. Just, work, training, trying to get back on the field, and it's getting pretty frustrating. But yeah, nice cruisy weekend. Nothing too flash.
This is Glowhey, just short of the halfway line here. Harden straight up the middle of the park. Subner, assisted by Worth, along with Daniel Abraham, former NRL player for the Knights as well.
There's that first contact from Randall, that nice little outside coming in shot. Nice contact, but the hooker handled it well, I thought.
Craig, he's in the touch. Good scrambling defence there by the home side.
Yeah, that was better too from Macquarie. They had a bit better line speed and probably getting a bit of frustration out of their bodies after the first 10, 11 minutes. So that was a good response. I'm sure Adam will be happy with that. We might be able to take off these face shields that we've got on, Pete. Last time we were up here, we were getting bits of two-way coming up into the grandstand when he wasn't happy, and he was chucking the two-way around.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit of banter on Twitter this week between yourself and Bettridge.
He loves it. He must be bored at work.
He's the Twitter king, Adam. Loves his football. And nice pleasantries also yesterday between Matt Lantry and Stephen Kidd, the Cessnock coach. Matt Lantry indicating that Cessnock were far the better side. But he was happy getting the win, knocking off Cessnock by 26-12 after the Rosellas trail 10-4 at half-time up there at the Cessnock Sports Ground. And in other matches, South Newcastle hung on to down Maitland by 6 points after leading 28-6 at the break in their game. And here on Sunday afternoon football, it's Lakes leading after 13 minutes by 6-0. In today's earlier games in the Ladies League tag, Lakes United 72 defeated Macquarie 0. In the 19s, Lakes too good by 34 points to 6 over the Scorps. And Lakes absolutely thrashed the Scorps in reserve grade this afternoon. So Lakes, they're going for a clean sweep here at Lyle Peacock Field come 80 minutes today. And it's been a long time. We don't want to go off too early, but not many sides can come here and clean sweep the Scorps on home soil, Dave.
No, well, last time we were out here, I think we figured out it was about 2 years that Lakes had been, since they had been beaten at home, Scorps had been beaten at home. So I could only imagine how long it would be for a clean sweep, because their Reggie's teams have been pretty handy.
This is Dylan Harden. 3-man tackle from Subner. And Hyde, along with Worth in 8. Given back there now to Glowy. 44 out. They're going to spin it through the edge. Taking on the centre 3/4 over there.
He's absolutely lightning, isn't he, guy? Like that, just that little bit of turn, a straighten up and a turn of speed. It's just, I don't know how that was pretty well solved from Natty Hinnon and the centre just to get some hands on him. He's absolutely lightning.
So Kelly going high, nicely diffused at the back by Mitch Manson. Not an easy catch in the setting afternoon sun.
No, it's not.
Makes it look relatively simple. So Hart in the tackle.
Some good ground tactics going on here with both sides. There's three or four defenders in the line as Chris Hyde shows a bit of class and earns a penalty there. But just the early stages of the game, there's a lot of wrestling going on, and both sides are doing it really well, slowing them down and making the defence work real hard.
Speaking to the training staff from the Seagulls prior to this match, they expect Chris Adams to be fit and take his side next week when Lakes take on Central at 3 o'clock in what I think would be the match of the round next Sunday at Lakes, between Lakes and Central. And it just adds a little bit of extra spice if Chris Adams is back into the side.
Yeah, it would have been a real good spectacle today with, Chrissy Adams versus Chris Hyde. It would have been a really nice matchup. I would have loved to have seen that.
Understand he could have played today, but wrists are a fragile sort of thing, aren't they, Dave? And I guess an extra week with a wrist injury is always the precautionary measure in rugby league. This is Matt Craig. Started on the wing when both of these sides met in the grand final. Now they go for a dig. This is McClintock. Charges straight into Subner. Randall Briggs around the rib cage. So this is Ty Alchin on the field in defence as Huff goes to the left-hand side and finds Jacob Gagai. What a ball, too, to Kennedy. 28 personal points. Kennedy in 2017 in our Business Plaza Cup, sponsored by Tui's. The Business Plaza Cup, that's what we're all playing for in 2017, as Kelly puts it onto the toe. And the Scorps do well there, Dave, to get back into the field of play.
Yeah, the winger done really well. It was that young Poss, was it, Ryan Pywell? Yeah, he done well, get back there and collect the ball in goals and eventually get out, and he's having another tough carry now, so I'm sure Adam will be very pleased with Ryan Pywell there. It's a great effort from the little fella.
Back-to-back tries for the Dragons. Dugan was able to force his way over from close range. So the Knights still hanging on to a 28 points to 22 lead in the National Rugby League. And back here at 6-0 in the Newcastle Rugby League as Chris Hyde bangs the life out of this ball.
That's a great set of 6 for the Scorps. I'm sure Adam would be a lot happy with that. Some more upbeat, more intensity in their running. So on the back of Pywell and Russell and a bit of ball movement from Natty Hinnon. So that's a great set of 6, and now they've got Lakes in their own 20, and I'm sure they'll make them work hard coming out now.
Craig might bring a penalty here off the whistle of Aylett. A phenomenal stat after 12 minutes of this match. The Scorps have only been inside the Seagulls half 8% in 13 minutes of football, Dave. Phenomenal stat.
Yeah, mate. And it shows too. You can see a couple of the big boys have already been replaced. Brendan Worth is off, and I'm just looking for Swatto. Looks like Swadling's off as well. So, yeah, Brad Russell and Ty Akin are on. Try to help the boys lift energy and get that bit of tide to change their way.
Back to Josh Hayes. 8 points on the competition ladder. Currently sitting in 4th spot, the Seagulls. Not much separating between 4th and 7th on our competition ladder, with Western Suburbs edging to the front. As Sullivan sets up Boss, the big bustling prop. So Craig is on the right, but they go short. And the Scorps muscle up in defence, and they had to.
Yeah, well scrambled there from the boys around the ball.
But just looking from the naked eye here, I don't know if we can get a wide shot. But if they can get the ball out to Matt Craig out here on the edge, Scorps are going to be in for one hell of a day, because out here just then, no use crying over spilt milk, but we will just for a second. Yeah. Craig was parked out here on the wing with a 4-on-1 overlap.
Yeah, would have made it hard for David Woods, the defender, for the Scorps, because Craig's pretty nippy, like a little grey ant at Wentworth.
Here's a penalty, a rare penalty inside the 10, the Seagulls. Well, they'll need this.
Yeah.
They're huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf.
Yeah, there's another, I think, the young back half hooker or lock for the Scorps. So he's Jordan Noble. He's out on there as well. So Adams changed all three middles, and I think he'll be looking for an up-tempo beat from the Scorps. Look for Hyde. I think Hyde might start jumping out, showing a bit more class around the ruck, try to get the boys helping.
There he goes, Hyde, looking for a gap, and finds Simon Allen. But a tiny knock on here. There's an update from Cogra. The Dragons have scored in the corner thanks to Nightingale. Nightingale was able to cross for his hat trick. So 28-26 with a kick to come for the Dragons.
Oh no, I've jinxed them. I don't think I've backed the Knights all year, and I've backed them this week. And
I'm just getting word in too. Whitteth was able to convert from the sideline, so the scores are level at Cogra. Newcastle and St George locked up at 28 all.
First change for Lakes are coming on, mate. Big Benny Tupou's coming on for the front row for Lakes. Glowheat.
Dave Dryden from Western Suburbs in our broadcast box, whilst out injured. Any update on your injury, Dave?
Oh.
How's Halpin treating you, mate? What's he telling you?
Oh, he's telling me that I need to start walking and light running, and he's telling me all the things I don't want to hear. I just want to play. It's getting pretty frustrating. Back and see him tomorrow again. Hopefully he lets me play next week. Next week.
This is Harden. He's been told to kick. McClintock chasing. Manson says, well, Pye, will you go and collect the ball? And he's come down with it, 5 out from his own line. And heavy stuff there from Jay Sullivan.
Yeah, that was a bit weird too. Like, look, Tommy Aylett was waving his hand around. I don't know if he was waving that it was 6 again, or he was waving the sun out of his eyes. I don't know, but to me it looked like he was waving for 6 again, and Lakes have kicked it, which, seemed to be a bit of a mistake maybe, or miscommunication between everyone, and now they've let Macquarie out of their half with another penalty. But I'm sure Adam will want this set of 6 to be a lot crisper. There's a lot of concentration there is around the ruck as they learn another penalty. Young Brad Russell, blue eyes, well done there, mate.
Well, it's their third penalty in 23 minutes of football, and 2 of those 3 came in the space of 30 seconds off the whistle of Tom Aylett. So they're getting a little bit of possession inside the Seagulls half.
Good strong carry there from young Jordan.
So Hyde spirals a long torpedo pass to Hinton, who elects to go one wider to Simon Allen. So 30 metres out from the opposition's line, trailing by 6. We expected a very hard-fought encounter. That's living up to expectation.
I want to see Natty Hinton take on the line, Pete, the 6 for Scorps. He's
This is Randall Briggs, got a ball out the back. And Scorps eventually dive on it, but the Seagulls punishing defence on their own goal line, Dave.
Yeah, they're working really hard together, aren't they? There's plenty of aggression and purpose in their defence, and from both teams as well. But, there's just a lot of drop balls and concentration areas. I think both teams would be happy if they could lift it up, lift the intensity a bit, and just not make as many errors.
Full-time around the grounds in our Newcastle Rugby League. In reserve grade, Central were too good for the Curry Bulldogs by 32 points to 12. In the under-19, Central too good for Curry, 24-16. And in the Ladies League tag, Central 22 defeated Curry 4. Also, I mentioned at the top of the show, Lakes absolutely thumped the Scorps in Ladies League tag by a staggering 72 points to 0. And in yesterday's results, South's too good for Maitland by 36 points to 30, while Western Suburbs overcame the Cessnock Goannas by 26 points to 12. And back here on Sunday afternoon football, Lakes lead 6 points to 0 after a ton of possession inside the Macquarie half. Just clicked onto the coverage. Scotty Briggs went around in reserve grade today. Nathan Hinton giving his chance to impress Adam Bettrich. Of course, Hinton, very consistent week in, week out. Nathan Hinton picked up I think he got 3 points last week, Dave, for Player of the Year against Central. So they've turned it over here, and the Scorps have got the ball on the halfway line.
Good speed, Tommy, good speed.
And here the referee in the background here this afternoon, Tommy Aylett. Wherever Bar TV Sports travels, he sort of goes wherever it is.
The money man, isn't he?
You think that's intentional? He just loves being on the live stream, Tommy.
Yeah, he probably does.
This is Subner giving it out the back to Hinton. Good hands, quick hands. This is Cantor. Wrapped up there finally by Kelly. So right out there on the eastern touch line. Comes back away now to Hinton, giving it away this time. Oh, that's a nice tackle around the collar. Tommy just saying, go back and play it. Right on the 20-metre line. So Noble away to Subner. Quick hands, Jeffrey. He's been swarmed on. So last tackle now for the Scorps. Trailing by 6. Subner kicking. The ball will go short of the end goal area. Gilmire picks it up and the Scorps come through and tackle him, Dave Dryden. 4 out from their own goal line.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Set of 6 there for the Scorps. They are moving the ball around a little bit, and they seem to be a little bit more dangerous, but still plenty of room for improvement. I thought if Sumner went to the air there or out to his right edge, they might have had Lakes because they seem to be pretty compressed in. So, but that's all right if the ball moves around like it does. It could have forced an error, so it's not too bad. And Lakes are working pretty hard coming out now, so let's hope for Adam's sake and our sake, Pete, that they can hold him out here and put some points on the board soon.
Well, they're away from Manson with this kick, and Manson thought, it's going to go too far for me to even to attempt to get to the ball, so it's gone out on the full here.
Yeah, and that's I guess that's comes back off. Against what I sort of said just then with that kick off Sumner, but the pressure that they put on is probably what they're known for, the Scorps, just putting a nice little kick in and making them work extra hard. And they did that with Lakes, and they get to start their set of 6 on their 40-metre line.
So just sensing the pendulum swinging back into the home side's favour here. A few mistakes coming into the Seagulls half of football as Hyde goes to Subner, finds Randall Briggs. Casey Burgess holding Briggs there in the tackle. They couldn't put him onto the ground with force. So the ball's on the ground, picked up there, out there by Pywell. No Matthew Hay. Pywell in 2 today for the Macquarie Scorpions. Back away to Briggs, straight into Casey Burgess. So that's the 4th tackle here on Sunday afternoon Rugby League. Back there now to Subner. He'll take the line on. 10 metres out. Hyde looking around, surveying his options. There goes the kick into the end goal area. Trouble for Lakes. They're not going to get back into the field of play. Pressure's building.
What about that classy little nudge from the front rower? That was a great bit of play there from Isaac Briggs, a former half. suppose having the brothers that he's got might have helped him out with that nice little kicking goal. So
he'd be rating that a 10 out of 10.
I'd be rating that a 10 out of 10 too.
The kick,
nice.
Finding David Wood, and Matt Craig cleans him up. High to Briggs, to Russell. Randall Briggs there on the left-hand side. They go to the right-hand side, away from the ponytail Randall Briggs. As you can see, the unique hairstyle. That's a 10 out of 10 for uniqueness, as we see their fullback in Manson trying to do it himself. So Hyde wants it. Ran a decoy, trying to fill the Seagulls. Didn't quite come off for them. Look for the crossfield kick here, or will they run it? What a ball. Sumner's gone without it, though.
That was unlucky. If Andy Sumner holds on to that, that's a really classy little play there. But again, that's all right. They're only, they're going to start their defensive set on Lake's 10-metre line. So they put that pressure on them again and make Lakes work hard. They can force that error again, or if they don't, they're working it out their own end.
Let's go around the grounds in the NRL. The Dragons are over on the right side, thanks to Kirk Mann. Widdop misses the conversion, but the Dragons now lead the Newcastle Knights by 32 points to 28. And back here at 6-0. A hard-fought encounter. Sunday Rugby League. Round 9 of the Business Plaza Cup. Halfway through the season, Western Suburbs on top of the competition. This is Casey Burgess. To the Scorps 40-metre line. Sullivan. Kicking it high as a football can go up. Pywell. Collected and brought down by Sullivan here. Along there with Chance Burgess. 4th penalty to the Scorps. They're getting a few late penalties towards the second stanza of this first 40.
Most of them have come from like Pywell's returns, kick returns. If it's not his kick return, it's him trying to work for a hard and quick, fast play the ball. And and if he doesn't earn the penalty, it's allowing Brad Russell or someone else to get that quick play the ball, or attempt to get that quick play the ball. And Aylett's identifying that and blowing his whistle. So credit to Pywell and the Scorps, who have obviously picked up the pace a bit.
Well, it's there from David Dryden from Western Suburbs. Out injured at the moment, looking to be back in the weeks ahead. There's Huth there. In all sorts of bother. As Subner finds Hinton. Turning it away. 2 in the tackle from the Seagulls. Both of these sides, if you're just new to our coverage, met in the grand final only a couple of seasons ago in 2015. Our first ever grand final in the Tooheys Newcastle Rugby League to be played at then Energy Australia Stadium, now McDonald Jones Stadium. And we're back there again for the grand final this year on Saturday, the last Saturday of September.
A lot of players that are playing in the grand final will be happy with that, Pete, Saturday.
Yeah.
Extends their Mad Monday.
Does indeed. Allows the sponsor's product to go down an extra few days.
Yes, it does.
What is your thoughts? Is it taking it away from the number one sports ground? I've asked a lot of the players over the years. What's your take?
Oh, mate, look, I've been lucky enough to play in a few grand finals in there, and it's you do take a little bit away from the tradition from number one, but like you're out there, you sort of don't really get that atmosphere. The crowd's a fair way away from where you are, and it's a little bit vocal in certain areas. But being lucky enough to play in the last 2 at Hunter Stadium in reserve grade, you can hear there might only be 5 or 6 or maybe 10,000 people there, but it sounds a lot more. So, and it's pretty special to to experience what NRL players get to do as well. So you lose a bit of tradition, but then you gain a lot of experience in witnessing what NRL players live up to, and yeah, so it's pretty good. And I think as for a Saturday, it's only going to make it even better because a lot of people have to work, and some might just rather not have a few beers and enjoy the day more. So a Saturday definitely allows that, which is good. Hopefully we're there again this year.
There's Western Suburbs under their new coach in Matt Lantry. And I think it's a given. If Western Suburbs, they are the benchmark of the competition. I mean, I find on their day, if Western Suburbs turn up with the right mental attitude, they should be able to defeat any side by 20 points. The loss of Gallen and a few others from this Scorpion side has really bothered me, I guess. Central, of course, they're youthful as well under Coach Barney Miller. I think Wests, it goes without saying each year that they're the team to beat, but I don't know. Well, what's the thoughts in the camp, mate? How is camaraderie? Everything going well over at the Bird Gang?
Yeah, mate. The Bird Gang's rock solid. We're all one big club, and we're all on the same page, and it's pretty good to get that feeling when we go to training. And mate, as for being the benchmark, like obviously we sort of try to take pride on being that, but like I don't think it's as clear cut as what you're saying, Pete. I think the Scorps are pretty strong. I think Central are pretty strong as well. So I do think it is like a 3 or 4 horse race. Like I think West, Toronto, Lakes, and Central are probably the top 4 teams, and I guess, mate, anyone on their day can win. I just think with West we've got a lot of strike power in anywhere in our back line, and then you've got the experience of Big Mark and Shilo in the pack as well, which always helps. But mate, you could plead your cases for everyone. Like you look at Scorps, they've got Brendan Worth and Abraham. They've played NRL, and the strike power that I say with West, so you can say the same with Scorps in Nutty Hinnon, who I rate as probably one of the best players I've ever played with, and I've been lucky enough to play with some pretty big stars in knockouts and stuff. So, mate, it's probably the tightest comp I've seen or been a part with in the last 5 years.
David Wood, there he is in 5. Probably got the longest hair in our Newcastle Rugby League as well.
Definitely.
It's up there.
I tried to pull on it when we played here, tried to get hold of it, but it was all tucked up.
If anyone's going to pull on it, it's David Dryden. Speaking of Randall Briggs, he's got it tucked up in a way he only knows how, so he can't get pulled down from a bloke like David Dryden. They're keeping it alive. Hot potato. There's space out to the right. They've got to score. Cantor. He's held up, is he? No, he got it down. Aylett. No, he is held up.
What a great tackle.
Trust your first instincts. What a great try-saving tackle. Let's have a look at this. The best try-saving tackle in 2017 right here.
By far, I reckon, Pete. That was by far. That Cantor looks pretty filthy that he had got that down. But what about the scrambling defence, the tackle? It's James Tedesco like.
Well, have a look at this. Hyde basketballed it over the top. They had the numbers to the right-hand side. It was just a matter of putting it together, and that's exactly what they were able to achieve. But have a go at Gagai. Oh. What a try-saving tackle by Jacob Gagai. Brilliant stuff, but it's still on for the Scorpions out to the right-hand edge, and this is Nathan Cantor. So danger not gone now for the Seagulls as it comes back away to the middle of the field. It comes away out of the 14 in Noble. He straightens the play up and rambles straight into Tupou. He'll play the ball back 5 metres out from the Seagulls line, trailing by 6. Are they about to go into this scoreboard at half time? It's been a torrid half of rugby league. 4 metres out. Hyde again, waiting patiently there. He's got the ball, fires it away to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's hard to stop, but he's been able to be contained. 2 metres out. Last tackle now for the Scorpions. Back to Hyde. He kicks it in goal area. They're going to see the ball go into their possession, and they've scored. Great try. They're back before the break. Oh, let's have a look at this on the replay. How good was that, David Dryden? Can you believe what you were just watching?
Yeah, that's some pretty entertaining football from the Scorps there, and from Lakes as well with the great defence from Gags. But the Lakes trainer there's pretty adamant the fullback might have got some fingers to that, and he had a good attempt at it, but straight over, and great chase, great effort from Isaac Briggs, the prop to go through there and and get the try. You don't really see too many props pushing in, and he does a lot of them efforts, Isaac, so credit to him.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I'm still trying to identify the dead ball line. I couldn't even see it. I thought the ball would have went over it. By the way, the Lake Seagulls defenders sort of tried to push away from the ball, but Briggs, like the thief in the night, has come up with the try right on the stroke of half-time. 6-4, and Chris Hyde will have the opportunity to lock us up going into the break.
What do you reckon the chances are of Adam letting us into the sheds? Just to maybe get a little bit of a peek sneak at him. I reckon we got no chance, but I'd love to put my phone in there and just record what he says. The boys, a lot of the boys reckon he's a lot like Craig Bellamy in the box. Goes real red, nice and bright, looks like a tomato, and apparently they reckon the language that he lets out, they haven't heard that since they were young, so I might try to sneak in the sheds.
We could give you a camera.
No, I don't think that... Is it pinned like a secret agent camera that I can just put a little pin on and go in and...
Yeah, it's one of those.
Secret agent pins, secret agent cameras, and...
We could try.
We'll try to get him on camera. Try to get him on camera coming out of the... Would he go out the front way? How do you get into the sheds from the box there, Pete?
It's a bit of a walk for Adam, but I've got a better way. We could just go in the back door.
Here he comes. Look at him. Oh, he's not happy. Can we get camera on him? He's walking in front. He's about to go in. There's no...
There he goes.
There he is.
Up the tunnel.
Hello, Adam. Didn't get him on camera.
All right, well, we'll be back in a few minutes. We expected a hard-fought encounter. We've certainly got that. It's half-time. We're locked up at 6-all. We'll be back in a few minutes as Dave Dryden tries his best to enter Scorpions territory. We'll be back. Stay with us right here on Newcastle Rugby League.
Mascot is the app your sporting team needs. Mascot makes it easy to communicate with players and supporters, track results and fixtures, manage payments, and best of all, Mascot will increase your sponsorship revenue. Sign up is easy. Visit mascot.com and download the app on the iOS and Google Play stores today. Mascot makes it easy to communicate with players and supporters, manage payments, and best of all, Mascot will increase your sponsorship revenue. Visit mascot.com and download the app on the iOS and Google Play stores today.
Again on the far side, Campaign on the far side, your chance to go over and get all your supporters gear. Starting to get nippy, so you might need that trackie, that hoodie or even that beanie. Why don't you drop over and see Deb?
Well, it's 6-6 here. It's half-time between Lakes and the Scorpions, and behind this door it's Adam Bettrich just having his half-time spiel to his side. What do you think's going on behind this door, Dave?
Oh, mate, he's probably just laying down the law a little bit, showing, expressing a bit of disappointment in how they're handling the ball and making their errors. But like you can hear softly that there's a lot of stress in his voice. So, mate, hopefully the Scorps, for their sake, they respond pretty well to it. And I guess in 10 minutes we'll find out how they respond to what he wants.
I guess the key ingredient is just to play smart football.
Yeah, mate, it is. And if you look back to some of the games, or you rethink to some of the games that they've played, like a lot of their football's based on, high completion rates and high quality football, and that's probably some of the, the most disappointing football I've seen from the Scorps in probably a few years. Like, I'm sure their completion rate's really low, and you can hear from the stress from Adam's voice that he's pretty disappointed. And we tried to get the camera on him as he was walking around. I haven't seen him that angry since I beat him in athletics, so yeah, so he'll be pretty disappointed.
Well, it wasn't the perfect start, was it, for the Macquarie Scorpions? I mean, they were down 6-0, and in that first 20 minutes they just couldn't get any momentum, and I guess it was their own fault because they just kept on turning over the ball.
Yeah, mate, and they did, but there was a lot of positive signs. Like I thought that, young Brad Russell come on, young Jordan Noble come on, young Ryan Polwell was showing a lot of energy with his scoots, and them sort of players were trying to find their front, their quick play the balls, and it was working because Aylett was blowing the penalties on the back of him. So in some areas, that effort and that energy and all that sort of stuff that you want to see is there. But yeah, just a few of the errors we're bringing them back and letting Lakes, sort of dictate how the game was going. So
yeah, well, I mean, you just mentioned there the effort and the energy. Well, that really came back, in the last 10 minutes of that second half. A try there, the Briggs. Yeah. So you just sense it, if things can keep going the way Adam wants it and they play a little bit more smarter, might be theirs up for grabs still.
Yeah, and that's right. And there was a lot of things that, that probably didn't go Toronto's way. There was, like a little flick ball to Sumner. If he gathers that with one hand, they probably go close to scoring. There was a lot of them, them incidents that were there in the first half. So if they come off, the Scorps could probably be, up by, 2 tries maybe, and then it's a little bit more lopsided. But to Lake's credit as well, their intensity in their defence is pretty high, and they're completing, just off memory, they're probably completing at a pretty decent rate. So, it's a pretty good football. I think if both teams pick it up, clean it up a little bit, it's going to be a real tight and entertaining game in the second half.
Yeah, well, on the left-hand side, it's the Seagulls dressing shed. I mean, what do you think Dean Noonan's saying to his charges right now?
He's probably just saying, stick to the basics, keep doing what we're doing. They've got pretty 2 experienced props that are doing a lot of work. Bossy's finding his front pretty well, and then their back rowers are pretty young, and what we spoke about earlier, their youth will probably, keep him in the game till the 80 minutes is over. So probably the same as what we said last week up at Curry. They'll probably just want to keep completing, kick down the field, get back into the game and hopefully be in the competition at the end of the game.
All right then. So you're still on the Scorps?
Still on the Scorps, yeah. If Natty Hinton pulls his finger out and runs the ball a bit more, I think they'll get on the scoreboard and get the 2 points.
All right, well, we came here expecting a hard-fought match. We've certainly got that. It's 6-all here on Sunday afternoon football. The teams are about to come back out onto the field. We'll go back up into the commentary box. We'll see you there.
Mascot is the app your sporting team needs. Mascot makes it easy to communicate with players and supporters, track results and fixtures, manage payments, and best of all, Mascot will increase your sponsorship revenue. Sign up is easy. Visit mascot.com and download the app on the iOS and Google Play stores today. Mascot makes it easy to communicate with players and supporters, manage payments, and best of all, Mascot will increase your sponsorship revenue. Visit mascot.com and download the app on the iOS and Google Play stores today.
Lakes. They've been out on the field awaiting the Scorpions. Macquarie made them wait, Dave Dryden.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them little tactics in them. Scorps coming out when they want. I guess it's probably just on the back of Big Betridge laying down a law to his team.
So all in readiness for the second half here. And Sunday afternoon rugby league is back underway. It's 6-all. Nothing separating both of these sides. Stay with us throughout the entire battle. I'd like to acknowledge everybody watching our coverage via Facebook Live this afternoon. Brock Steele, Julia Bates and Trevor Tuckwell watching us live right now across the World Wide Web.
And who's the other one? Wayne Bennett. Wayne Bennett is watching us too, is he?
And Andrew Voss.
Ah, nice. Bar TV across Australia.
Injury concern here though in the first set of 6 here for the Scorpions.
I think Cantor got his head in the wrong spot there, mate. Just might be a bit of concussion, I think.
So taking the coverage to Facebook Live. Always an easy alternative to watch your Newcastle Rugby League and comment as well if there's a family member or a player that you'd like to say hello to or get in contact with us via Facebook Live, and Dave Dryden will read them out for you.
How'd you like Wednesday night, Pete? Did you watch the footy? You would have been down there, wouldn't you?
Thurston, hey? You feel sorry for him, though. I mean, the fairy tale. The question is now, what is the fairy tale now for Thurston? I mean, that State of Origin 3 had all the ingredients, didn't it, to be a bumper game. You know, 60,000 up there at Lang Park saying goodbye to Thurston. Thurston to kick the winning goal from the sideline.
Oh, mate, you could...
What's going on now?
Yeah.
I went on the website yesterday for tickets, and rightly so. There's still a few tickets on, you know, I guess illegal sort of sites. $1,500 to $2,000 for one ticket.
Really?
So we bought 10, so we're going up, Dave.
Thanks, Josh.
We've got to walk now, mate.
Yeah. No, but it's pretty disappointing, like from that point of view, with Thurston being injured, because like you'd probably want to play Queensland with full strength. You wouldn't want to win a series. You know, like I'm sure New South Wales would be pretty stoked winning the series, but like I'm sure most of the players would have been pretty keen to beat Queensland full strength, and not that, you know, whoever replaces JT isn't going to do a good job. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be, JT didn't play. So, yeah, that sucked on that point of view. But, mate, I'm sure his fairy tale will be a grand final victory next year with the Cowboys.
You would have been smiling from ear to toe with Queensland getting up.
I was, and I had a bit of coin on Gay Guy to score, and he did.
You're on fire. Absolutely on fire. Did you go down to Origin, or did you watch it at one of the Rosella's places?
Nah, mate. I just watched it at home.
I think it's the best place to be.
Yeah, I just watched it at home, mate. I actually got my wisdom tooth pulled out earlier in the day, so I was in a bit of pain watching it.
Full-time score coming through from the St George Illawarra game. The Dragons were able to defeat the Newcastle Knights by 32 points to 28. So the Knights have gone down to the Dragons by 4 points this afternoon. And don't forget, next weekend it's Family Day, Voice for Mining, when the Newcastle Knights take on the Wests Tigers next Sunday at McDonald Jones Stadium.
There's an easy 2 points for the Knights.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. But the Knights, of course, today, they got off to a slow start. I think it was about 10-0. They clawed their way back into the match, which was fantastic. But the class of the Dragons is just shining at the end. But well done to Nathan Ross, former Curry Bulldog. He bagged 3 tries today for Newcastle. Ross, of course, was playing fullback for Newcastle this afternoon. But going down in the end by 4 points to the Dragons, as the Seagulls and the Scorps, battle of mammoth fortune unfolding here. Very hard-fought encounter, as we see now. Sullivan tries to take on the line. They work it back to the left-hand side of the field. Getting closer with every run. Ball spills out. Was it helped? It was helped, says Aylett. Right call, Dave.
No. I don't know, really. I thought it might have been a bit unlucky. I think Jordan Noble wasn't near his legs, and Tommy's pointing to his legs as if he's hooked him. I think he's just, I don't know, he might have made a second effort on the tackle and made him force the ball. 50-50, we'll go with that. 50-50 call.
Tommy Aylett, of course, looking for his second grand final appearance with the whistle at the end of this season as Kelly. He's within 5 metres of the goal line. They're lining up. Sullivan. Finally brought down by Brad Russell, along with Simon Allen. 6-6 Sunday afternoon football. Back it comes this time now to Burgess. Hinton over the top. They work the right. Sullivan, he takes the line on himself. The 5/8. 8 away. Last tackle now for Lakes. Kelly kicking for Gilmire. He'll get it, he'll score! Oh, Gilmire! The best fullbacks make it look simple.
Yeah, that was a great try. Nice little finish there. And Jimmy showed us last week he's got speed to burn, and he showed it again there to get in between some Macquarie defenders there and get the ball down. So, we done it a lot last week, giving Jimmy and Gay Guy raps, and, they're putting in another solid performance again today. So, it's a nice little kick there from Kelly too. So fast. He probably doesn't do justice on the screen and on the live stream, but watching it live, it's got a very clean set of heels on it, Jimmy.
How quick is he? Speed to burn for their fullback. And just got down low and beat Ryan Pywell to the ball, who was trying to knock it dead or force it dead, but Gilmire, Sport the Pie will party and has come up with a try after 6 minutes of the second half, which has put them back to the lead by 4. With a kick now from Kyle Kennedy. 20 metres in from the western touchline. That's his equation.
Big Abraham's ready to come back on, Pete. Looks like he's itching to get back on.
Kennedy's itching to convert the try, and he's done exactly that. 6-point buffer, Sunday afternoon football. Lakes leading Macquarie in the match of the round by 12 points to 6. A brilliant try to their fullback in Jamie Gilmire. So the Scorps get us back underway here on Bar TV Sports. Ben Tupou.
Nice kick return, Benny.
Charging back with it. With his 110-kilo frame. Come and get me, he says.
Yeah, he's got some good leg speed too.
Randall Briggs in the tackle. So they're coming out of the southern end here at Lyle Peacock Field. You're watching the Business Plaza Cup here in our Tui's Newcastle Rugby League. Halfway through the season.
So
Doesn't time fly?
What is it now, Pete? What's it called? The Business
Business Plaza Cup.
So Tui's are no longer there.
No, Tui's are still there.
Oh, right.
But we've found another sponsor
To go in front of Tui's.
to go in front of Tui's.
Yeah, nice.
And we're going to call it the Business Plaza Cup.
Yeah, sweet.
Are you happy with it?
Yep.
I just wanted to check.
Yep,
You sure?
no worries.
Thanks. Yeah.
As long as they keep bringing them
Tui's.
Tui's cans into the sheds.
That's written in the contract forever. You'll be happy with that, Dave.
Yes.
You'll be happy with that. Matt Lantry has joined the coverage along with Jared Flanagan. And they're watching the Scorpions inside the opposition's half for the first time in this second 40 minutes of football here.
How the props recovered, Matthew? You need a prop for next week?
Here's a chance. Are you offering your services, Dave?
No, not at all.
Hint, hint. Here's a penalty forthcoming to the home side. So 6 points here. And they're trying a conversion in it, separating both of these squads. Second versus fourth on our competition ladder as Hyde goes short. Swaddling. Denied. Held up. Fantastic defence by Lakes United.
Yeah, they scramble really well for each other, Lakes defenders.
But still on for the home side as Chris Hyde, waiting patiently in a dummy half, goes for a dig himself, finds Subner. Subner goes wider. This is Hinton. Picked up 3 points last week against Central. The player of the year on it. Within 4 metres now. So Pye is right out here on the right edge. Will it come to him shortly as Subner finds Briggs. Finding Simon Allen. Back away to Subner. Bit of razzle-dazzle. Abraham up the middle of the field. Burgess takes him down. The giant frame of Abraham. It's still on. Here's a chance. Jeffrey.
Had plenty of numbers to the right.
Well done, Seagulls. Tremendous defence on their own goal line.
Yeah, plenty of urgency in the defence. It's probably the common theme for them, I think. Like the last few weeks we've been able to watch them, is they're very energetic in defence. They always turn up for each other, so credit to Lakes.
The Seagulls through Gagai. What a season he has had. What a fortnight Gagai has had in jersey number 3 for the Seagulls. Brilliant game last week against Curry. Picked up a try in this clash. A real leader real inspiration there, big number 3. And what a pedigree he's got with the name of Gagai. That's the halfway line. They're going to spin it. Gilmire picked up the last try for Lakes. Phenomenal season there, electrifying fullback, speedy fullback. Extending their surge within 30 metres of the Scorpions' try line. There goes the kick. Kelly. Gilmire chasing. But Gilmire says, Casey, you go across and take the tackle there along with Blake Smith. 10 metres out from their own line. Back then out to David Woods. He gets the locks flowing. Tramples straight into Kelly. So Hyde turning it away. This is Cantor, the centre 3/4. Wrapped up by Casey Burgess. They come up the middle.
It was a nice bit of play. Good support from Natty.
So Hyde finding Simon Allen. Simon Allen still going. What a run. Put away by Glowy. Hyde again. Kicking from dummy half.
Is that inside?
Kicking away from Gilmire. He'll have to play at it. He's got the welcoming reception party, led, of course, there by Jordan Noble.
Great kick chase from Noble and the centre, left centre, I think it was.
So Dave Dryden in the box from the Western Suburbs Rosellas as Matt Craig goes for a dig from dummy half, runs straight into Daniel Abraham. So 13 minutes gone in the second half here, and Lakes leading by 6. 12-6 here. 40-12 to Lakes in reserve grade. It's been a clean sweep so far for Lakes here today on Sunday afternoon rugby league. Can they continue on with this form for the next 26 minutes? As Pye will talk about class, finds Hinton. Big raps on Hinton coming out of the club. A bit of a lost ball coming up there for Randall Briggs. This could be the moment for Lakes to extend further off the back of that mistake. Stay with us as we have a look at the instant replay of Briggs just making a meal of it there and very annoyed with himself.
Yeah, he was. But it's credit to Lakes' discipline as well. Like they seem to be just playing some simple footy, and their halves seem to be finding some grass with their kicks and putting a lot of pressure on Toronto. It's been some pretty high-paced football since we've returned from half-time. So credit to Lakes there as they attack the Scorps try line.
Eight away. Glowy within 4 metres. Scorps back on their own goal line. 5 away. Kelly on the left-hand side. They don't go to him, they go to Glowy instead, and he tries to trample his way over the line. Russell making impact. Booth. Kelly. Gilmire after his second.
Held up.
And he's held up.
Geez, this Lakes trainer's been on the field for a while. He's standing behind him, 10 metres from behind the fence, telling him where to go and what to do. Robbie Payne.
Don't you love trainers in any code? They believe they're doing their best, and they are doing their best, but they love to be amongst the thick of the action, don't they? A lot of the time. As Lakes kicking. Nice catch there. It had to be made, and it was made by Abraham, the veteran. Now Hinton.
I think Hinton's gone back to fullback now with Mitch Manson being on the bench. And it looks like Randall Briggs has gone to 6.
Dave Dryden in our commentary box As the winger flying onto it in David Wood. Straight into Sullivan. 6 point the margin. Abraham. Got a flat pass there from Chris Hyde. There's Hyde again. Outside the 40. Pumping it between fullback and the winger. Kennedy. There he is there. Takes it straight into Pywell.
That was a good kick chase.
So 10 metres away from their own goal line. Now Gilmire. Still going Gilmire. He's away from another. What a run. Crowd that have come across from Lakes. Telling Hyde to get off him as quickly as possible. So 12-6. 23 minutes remaining, second half. Nicholas Glowy has lost it. Centre field. We'll talk about gut-wrenching day for the Newcastle Knights. It was looking so good. They led 28-10 at half-time, but failed to score a second half point. And the Knights implode in a 32-28 loss to the Dragons. Back here in the Newcastle Business Plaza Cup. 6 points. So stay with us here on Sunday Afternoon Rugby League. You're with Peter Jolly and Dave Dryden from Western Suburbs. 20 minutes remaining in the match. And a glorious afternoon for rugby league out here on the lake. A winter's day. You wouldn't think so. 20 balmy degrees. Don't you love winter in Australia? Time off, says our referee, Ailey. Seagull on his back. Not looking the best, though, is it, Dave? Is that Nick Lowy on his back? Just trying to identify thousands of scorps around him. There's Glowy there.
Nice,
yeah, it is Glowy. He's gone down. Nick Glowy in 10. He hasn't got back up from that. Mate, you've been on the back end of those sort of tackles.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know where he is right now, would he?
Nah. No, we had a specialist come up to. We had a camp we went at the start of the year, and we had a specialist come up that, or he's a doctor that specialises in concussion and the brain, and just on face value, you sort of don't think about it too much with concussion, and you sort of, have that brush it off mentality when you're playing. But when the doctor explained the long-term side effects or even short-term side effects, it's pretty daunting with concussion. So I know one bloke from Central last year, missed about 6 months from concussion.
There he is there. There'd be a bump underneath that left hand from the trainer.
It's all right, chick stick scars.
For the Scorpions. With 22 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here. Only 6 points separating both of these sides. That's Brad Russell. There's the trainer there on Glowy as we come back to the live shot as Hyde is within 15 metres of the goal line. Subner cuts out one. Randall Briggs on the last. So Andrew Subner going short. Hyde kicking. Kicks it again. Gets it back. Well, I'd like to have a look at the replay of that. I thought he got it back.
Looked that way, didn't it? Tommy said no.
Tommy's right on the spot, but let's just have a look here. He's kicked it. He's got it back. He's kicked it again. What? Can you tell me what was wrong with that?
I don't know. Well, they got the ball, so maybe Lakes have knocked it on and regathered it. Good chance for Scorps to get some points.
Indeed. It's Hyde finding Sumner. He takes them on.
Jeffries went through a massive gap.
Scorps through Abraham. 2 metres out. The oldest out there on the park. Daniel Abraham. Now to Brendan Worth. Charging straight into Sean Boss. So the Seagulls back on their own goal line.
Worth just picking a bloke up, doing some extras.
Randall Briggs. Nice ball. Pywell. Even better defence, and they're trying to push him in a touch.
Jeez, he's done well to stay in there, Pywell. 4 defenders trying to throw him over the line.
Jacob Gagai in there. Now to Russell. Still going, Russell. Last tackle now for the Scorpions. Subner. This is Abraham. Last tackle, Daniel. Hits a Lakes player on the head. Ball's out the back. Lakes dive on the ball and come back away with it.
Oh, punch on.
Bit of trouble out here in our Business Plaza Cup. Let's have a look at the replay to see what's happened.
There's a player, Lakes player, that's down. He seems to be...
Oh, he's clutching to the knee. He's in
Yeah,
all
he's
sorts,
in all
calling for
sorts.
the stretcher. He's got 2 trainers with him, and Craig's just hoping all is okay. Let's have a look at this.
Oh, he's just gone down with a... in the tackle. I thought it might have been. That's why the fight was going on. Looks like the hooker. Trainer looked pretty concerned. Hope he's all right.
Well, he didn't muck around, did he, saying we need a stretcher.
Yeah, I think that's...
So we've stopped the clock, obviously, with 20 minutes remaining in this match at 12-6 Lakes' way. I think we're going to have a bit of an extension of time here, probably, as the stretcher comes out here. Never a good moment in sport to see a player taking off from the field in this way, especially on a stretcher.
Hard to see there in it with the footage. He's just... I don't know, a bit of a collision and some concerns from his teammates running in straight away to help out.
There is Dean Noonan, the coach of Lakes, looking fairly worried at one of his players in trouble here. I understand this will be Dean's last season as head coach at Lakes as well.
Is he moving on, is he, Pete?
I think so, mate. I believe so. He was going to move on at the end of last season, but he changed his mind. But here we go now. Credit here.
Looks like the young hooker, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he needs the assistance from the stretcher. Cruel blow for Lakes.
Plays tough too for the Seagulls. Plays well above his weight. I think he got a couple of points for Player of the Year last week.
And there's definitely been really up there with one of the brightest prospects coming through the ranks. I mean, Chris Adams hasn't been around for a number of weeks now. We understand that Chris Adams will be back from a wrist injury next week when Lakes take to the field against Central. That'll be Sunday afternoon football at 3 o'clock out there. Deserving this applause coming from the grandstand here. Young fella. Face of agony, face of the unknown. With his brilliant trainers assisting him off the field from Lakes United. So inside the final 20 minutes of rugby league, the game humming along quite nicely. Only 6 points separating the neighbours from opposite sides of the lake. The grand final of 2014 15.
Lakes have got 14 players on the field, Pete. There's 13 in the blue jerseys, and then their trainer in the yellow shirt still hasn't come off.
Just trying to get a little bit of air time.
Probably the most first-grade time he's had in his whole career.
What a shot! Impact at its best there on Woods. This game. Heating up. The crowd getting involved.
Oh, that was a round of applause for the trainer coming off the field.
Well spotted there, Dave. Well spotted. Now this is Royce Jeffrey. Doesn't want to go into the ground. In the afternoon setting sun. Nice shot.
Good shot.
We've seen almighty impact. But that's probably one of the best there on Swaddling.
Yeah, he's got a good technique, Sean Boss.
So Subner, he's going to go high to the air here, Dave. So let's see what Gilmire can produce from the full-back position. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's got it back there now out of the Scorpions. Well, I said, let's see what he can produce. Not expecting that. Back to the right-hand side of the park. Back to Randall Briggs. He's lost the football with the goal line wide open. Credit there to Chris Randall. Hit him hard and hit him with everything and the kitchen sink.
They're definitely not afraid to throw a bit of their body around, are they, the Lakes boys? They're tackling them with some purpose, and you know there's a lot of drop balls, and that's credit to the Lakes boys.
They're stinging hard in defence. And they need to, and they're delivering. Coach Dean Noonan thus far will be happy with what his young Chargers have delivered after nearly 60 minutes of rugby league here today. Tremendous effort.
Definitely got a calm sense about him, old Dean Noonan. He's just sitting in front of us and doesn't seem to be too phased. He looks pretty relaxed. I'm sure he's pretty happy on how the boys are going.
Go guys, gone behind him. Well, I thought it went behind him. It was a late call. He looked out at his touch judge, Dave, and I think the touch judge might have said no. I disagree with you, Mr. Aylett.
That Glenn Lazarus on the sideline, is he?
That's his twin brother, yes.
That's his twin. Is it Peter?
Yes. Dead set. Ring. There's Dean there. Having a talk to his trainers on the sideline. Still content. Instructing what he wants from the field via the walkie-talkie. So this is Cantor. 16 minutes to go in the match. Back to Worth.
He's had a good game. Truck Worth.
So Chris Hyde cutting out one, finding Randall Briggs. This is Simon Allen. And Simon Allen, he can't go any further there from the tackle there of Josh Hayes. So 5 metres out from the Lakes line. Home side trailing by 6. Brendan Worth. Cop that.
Good defence.
Right around the rib cage. They're going to go
Isaac
over.
Briggs.
They're in. Briggs.
Oh,
He's got the back within 2.
Put 20 on Isaac Briggs to score a double.
12-10 kick to come from 5 to the left of the post.
He works hard, young Isaac. It's a great carry. Just a little show on the inside to keep the other defenders off him, and great solo. He's having a fat game, Isaac Briggs. He scored the first try in the first half, and he's just got him back in the game. I'd say that number 18 will be getting changed next week. Just take the one off it.
Of course, we look forward to next Saturday. Maitland Pumpkin Pickers will be hosting the Scorps at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Is that at the new ground, Pete?
We must be getting close to
Surely got to
christening
be
that
close.
place.
Surely Hawko can stop taking some money and let the ground repair and give back to the community.
He's after new protein, Hawker.
Yeah, he is.
Full cream milk, doesn't that do it? Here's the kick from right in front. We're locked up at 12 all. This game's come alive. David Dryden.
Yeah, it's going to be a great last 14 minutes, Pete. Lakes got their youth on the side, so can't wait. Buckle in, Pete. Buckle in.
Buckle in, everybody watching our telecast, wherever you are. We've got viewers right across the globe.
Geez, I wish that box wasn't soundproof, Pete. The Macquarie box. Love to hear what Adam's saying.
Theatre of the mind. What do you think he's saying to himself right now? This is Abraham. You'd be happy to see Abraham back and uninjured. This is Hyde. Into the gap. Royce Jeffrey. He's got support. And he's taken the tackle. There from Gil Meyer. Quick play, the ball needed. That's exactly what they've got. Subner, he sends it away. Back to Randall Briggs. He's through the gap. He's inside the 20. Cut down. Options left, options right. The Scorpions, they work the left-hand side. It comes back away now to Briggs. He charges into the defensive line and he's tackled there from Randall. Last tackle now for the Macquarie Scorpions. Hyde again, goes for a dig from dummy half. He'll kick, it's come off a Lakes player. Dived on by them as well, all in the one move. Did well there, the Seagulls. 5 out for their own goal line.
Yeah, they scrambled really well from that break from Jeffries, but yeah, I don't know what like Chris Hyde was thinking. You sort of can't really question it with him being a high quality player, but you know, they had plenty of options to the right and he tried to kick put a nice little grubber in, and there was a lot of traffic there, so no, doesn't matter. Lakes got the ball, and you know, the Scorps are whacking up pretty well, so hopefully they can put some good kick pressure here and make Lakes force an error.
Inside the 40, the kick will come. Inside the 30, as Randall Briggs looks around, and Kennedy's right in his eyesight and takes the shot. So good territory to start this set as Wood hits it up to the Seagulls 40-metre line. 11 minutes remaining. $12 all. Macquarie second on the competition ladder. Seagulls fourth. Abraham tries to slice his way through. He was denied to do that. Aylett says, get to your feet. Subner. Is he about to come into a class of his own? Subner. Hinton. Kicking. Pybel. He'll go high, but Gilmeyer goes higher. And they've got a penalty here, Lakes. But what a catch again from Gilmeyer. An outstanding match for Lakes.
He's a talent. He's a very good talent, I think.
There goes the kick into touch as we have a look at the replay of the Gilmeyer catch. There's our camera downstairs giving you a spectator's view as this game ticks down to the last 10 minutes of Sunday afternoon rugby league. So Kelly, he goes in a dummy half. They're up quickly. They're on Casey Burgess. There's a chance out here. Woods, he's on the outside of Woods, inside the half of 40.
Great effort from Sumner to catch Lee.
It was outstanding work there by Sumner on McClintock. Back to Harden. Rambles his way down to the 30-metre line. Still going Lakes. Ben Tupou, come and catch me. Worth and Abraham combine. 12 all here on Sunday football. There goes the kick from Sullivan. Oh, what a good catch.
Great take from little
shoulder charge as well. Penalty goes to the Scorpions. Well, there's Kennedy. He couldn't do anything else, could he, but do what he did. Penalty forthcoming to the Scorps. And they've found touch 40 metres out from their own line. Here's the replay And there's the shoulder.
Thought he was going for that as well.
So a penalty coming from the whistle of Tommy Aylett. So this is where the Scorps are finding themselves. 40 metres out from their own line. Briggs to hit the 40-metre line. Chris Hyde up there last year with the top 3 of the NRL rookie program. There he is again. Hyde throwing the dummy back to Abraham. Abraham inside the 20. He's still going, Abraham. He wasn't held.
Oh, Aylett thinks he was.
He's told to go back and play it. 23 metres out, 10 in from touch. Subner giving it back away to Briggs. He hoofs it for a field goal.
He's got it too.
And he's kicked it.
Oh, did not think he was going to do that, Pete.
The Scorpions go in front. It's 13-12 with 8 to go. Let's have a look at the replay of the field goal from Randall Briggs. From 30 metres out.
It's a good nudge.
Never looked like missing.
No, he just looked like I think Scorps were thinking they were going to shift the ball, and Randall done well to.
Well, Randall Briggs, that man on screen right now, has he ever kicked a field goal in first grade in his Tooheys rugby league career? Maybe not a more important one than this, possibly.
Yeah.
Long way to go. But they've hit the front by a field goal margin. 13-12. What a match. Newcastle Rugby League. Stay with us. 7 nail-biting minutes remaining here. As Hyde. Short to Briggs. Offloads the pass. They've got to go back and clean it up. That's Daniel Abraham in his first game back in a long while. Just outside the 40 is Hyde. Goes straight down to Kennedy. Did well to go across and collect the ball. He's got a bit of work to do in front of him. He's got pace, he's got footwork, and a nice tackle there from Pywell. Wraps him up 15 short of halfway, 2 in from touch. Back then out to Jacob Gagai. Takes the shot there at Bradley Russell. The Scorpions here. Muscling up in defence.
Some hostile Lake supporters in the shed, booing.
Nice carry there from Chris Randall. Sunday afternoon football, 6 minutes remaining here.
They're still booing.
It's a booer fest. Gilmore offloads the ball. Now the Seagulls. 10 metres inside there through McClintock. The Business Plaza Cup in all its glory. Back to Harden. He's straight through the gap. Good ball out the back. Did it float forward to Craig? Referee says it has.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky for Scorps. There was some pretty poor inside defence there. A couple of boys were just waiting, and Dill Harton nearly went through them all. And yeah, lucky for Scorps, they made the error. And yeah, there's a lot of energy in the Lakes camp. So I think the Scorps got away with a lucky one then.
Big crowd watching the final 5 minutes of rugby league here, Dave. Getting word in from the bunker back in Bar TV headquarters. 2,500 viewers are logged on right now to Facebook Live watching the Battle of the Lake. Inside the last 5 minutes of the match. Straight into Gagai, they tremble. That's Bradley Russell. Hyde goes short. Cantor.
Pywell untouched.
To the third halfway line. Back away to Hyde. Giving it away now to Simon Allen. He bumps away from one. He's still going. Gagai in the tackle along with Hayes. The 10 metres in from that western touch line. Hyde. He's got the ball. Comes back away this time now to Royce Jeffrey. And he runs it on the last tackle to be 30 metres out from the goal line. Back there now to Briggs. Kicking downfield. Kennedy, traffic in front of him, and they wrestle him down 10 out from his own line. 4 minutes to go. On Sunday Rugby League, nothing separating both of these sides but 1 point. Tupou. Tupou up the middle. Sullivan says, what you can do, Tupou, I might be able to do just a little bit better through the middle. The 35 metres out the lakeside. Through Sean Boss. 4 minutes to go. Tupou losing it out the back. It was a pass in the end from Tupou.
Oh, Ayllett's wave, 6 to go.
Tackle count restarted for Lakes. Chris Randall inside the half of the Scorps. This will bring a penalty. A penalty to Lakes.
Oh, what do they do? Oh, he's going for sideline.
They're not going to muck around, are they?
Yeah.
The time is against them. 3 minutes remaining on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard. Trailing by 1. Inside the 30 they come. That's the first tackle. Hywell in the tackle. 12 metres out. 1 point separating both of these points. Hayes. Move. Sullivan. Gagai. Oh, he's hit the chest of Gagai, but the ball spilled out David Dryden.
Yeah, just a pass under pressure there, and well done to the Scorps to stick together and defend their line well. Cantor outside in.
There's Briggs.
Still wouldn't write off Lakes though, Pete.
Whilst there's life, there's definitely hope. What do we got? 2 minutes 40 on the scoreboard remaining. The Bar TV Sports scoreboard. Facebook Live. Thanks for clicking on wherever you are across the world. They don't come much more closer than this with a slight advantage. Nobody was expecting it.
Good shot from Benny Tupou, and the 13 for Lakes, Josh Hayes.
He wasn't expecting that, Briggs.
And he's got to hold on.
2 minutes left.
Geez, he's had a good game too. Jordan Noble played a lot of minutes, done a lot of workload.
They're going to hoof it downfield into open pastures. Gilmeyer picked up a try. And a brilliant one it was too. Now to Craig. Straight into Cantor. And Ryan Pywell. 1.5 to go. Tupou. Sullivan turning it back. Inside 30. Centre of the field. 60 seconds to go on Sunday afternoon football. As Huth.
Unlucky, he nearly went through.
Noble finally putting him down. Last tackle now for Lakes. They'll kick. Gagai coming through.
Did he get that down? Oh, wow. Nearly scored.
50 seconds on the clock.
Is there a replay? Didn't get it.
Talk us through that, Dave. What happened there?
Oh, I think the young halfback just put it in, and I'm pretty sure it was a winger come flying in, and it looked like he dove on the ball. He must have missed it. But yeah, it was like would have been a pretty freaky try.
24 seconds remaining. 13-12 the Scorps with a field goal in the 70th minute to Randall Briggs.